welcome back to Season with Your Roots. Happy International Burrito Day. Today we'll be making birria burrito and birria tacos with consomme. So come on, join. Okay, so usually I put the disclaimer in the end of the video. Today I'm going to put it in the beginning and in the end. So I just want to say this is not an authentic recipe. This is literally me going off taste and how I feel. And also a couple recipes that I looked at just to kind of get guidelines. There's a lot of stuff in there that I was like, I don't really think I'm going to put in that recipe. So this is something that I came up with. It's really delicious, so hopefully you guys can enjoy it and not judge me too harshly. But I do start off with 2 large yellow onions and then 3 Roma tomatoes, and we're going to try those later just to give more depth. But this will be what we cook our meat in, and then what we'll be dipping our tacos in as well. This cilantro will be for our cilantro and onions that will go inside of our tacos and then also on top of our consomme. So I hope I'm saying that right. This will be to go on top of the broth. That way we can dip the tacos in. I also used, I think, about half of a yellow onion to mix in there as well. I prefer a little bit more cilantro than onions, but you do you. And then also, if you think cilantro tastes like soap, go ahead and skip this step. Here are 2 pieces of ginger that I used in the broth as well. And then also we have a mixture of 4 chilies today. So we have the Puglia, California, New Mexico, and Guajillo chili pods. So with these chili pods, I took as many seeds out as possible because we were having dinner with other people. And I didn't want it to be super spicy. Now I can take the heat, so I would have love to enjoy like keeping some of the chili or the seeds inside, but of course I want everyone to enjoy their meal and not have to sweat. So I'm taking out as many as possible, and what I did after this is I went ahead and got some boiling water and I put it in a heat safe bowl, and I put a lid on top just so that the chilies can go ahead and soften up a bit, so that when we're ready to go ahead and blend everything together, they're not hard. I think what's really awesome about making these tacos, the birria tacos in general, is that you can customize what dry chili pods that you want to use. So the other two recipes I had looked at as just like a guide to see what I wanted to do. They used ancho and they used Fresno, which I didn't want to use either one of those, and it was my first time using the Puya chili pods. So this is really cool that you can like customize to your spice level and then customize to what dried chilies you like the best. Today for my tacos, I'm using sirloin, which is the 3 pieces right here. And then the bigger piece that I use today as well is a chuck roll or chuck roast. I'm not too sure, we'll double check. It was either roll or roast, doesn't matter, but either way it was sirloin and chuck, and I pan-seared them just to give them some extra flavor. And I'm also doing the same thing with the onions and the tomato that we cut earlier that I said I was going to give a little char to. So I ended up getting a head start on making the chili sauce for the consomme and forgot that I wasn't recording. So in the magic bullet I put the charred yellow onion and tomato that we cooked earlier. I'm putting the water that we let our chili steep in to soften up, and this made about 4 cups of chili sauce, because that's how big that measuring cup is there. And I'm not putting any salt, any seasoning. I'm just using exactly what we have here, and then we're gonna go ahead and season everything later on. As you can see, I ran out of chilies, but what I did was take the charred onion and tomato. I mixed that with the chili water just in case the chili sauce was a little too thick. We still had some broth left over that had some flavor in it. Okay, so for seasonings, we have peppercorns, garlic cloves, bay leaves, onion powder, cumin, allspice, cinnamon sticks, and coriander. Cinnamon powder, because I didn't have any cinnamon sticks. And then I also do go in with 2 tablespoons of the chicken stock powder. And I will have the correct measurements below, because I did have to add more coriander than I thought because it just didn't smell like it was enough. So the correct everything will be below. And then I'm also going to add in my 2 pieces of ginger. So this part was very tedious, but this is our chili sauce, and then once everything cooks down, it's gonna leave us a beautiful broth, a beautiful red broth that we're gonna dip our tacos in. We want all of the flavor, but with nothing that the chili, onion, and tomato are leaving behind. So I'm adding 6 cups of water to our meat, and then I'm also adding the chipotle peppers with the sauce, and I did add 3 more tablespoons of chicken powder. We're gonna go ahead and pressure cook our meat on high for 45 minutes. As you guys can see, this meat is literally fork tender. I did go back in and check on it, taste it a little bit, and I thought it needed a little bit more bay leaf, but you don't have to do that. And then I did say before, I did add 3 more tablespoons of the chicken powder seasoning. So I'm just gonna add a little broth to make sure that our meat remains moist while I get everything else in order to make our burrito. So this here is a judgment-free zone, so please don't judge how I wrap this burrito. I was kind of in a rush, but I did add cheese, pico de gallo, and a little bit of cilantro and onion. tacos are far from perfect, but I mean, they were so good in the end. Like, all of the grease popping from the broth and the oil, it was definitely worth it. Remember, guys, this is not an authentic recipe. This is just something that I wanted to make on National Burrito Day, and honestly for Taco Tuesday as well. So hopefully you take this recipe and find something in it that you like. Hopefully you look at another one and you kind of mix and match and make it to your liking and your taste buds. But remember to always make it good. I hope you enjoyed this video, and it'll be great to see you in the next one.